ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं भक्तिकदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदां। So we were discussing the Bhagavad Gita. We started with the last part, which tells mostly about Prakriti. And in that, Kshetra Jnana is the first one, followed by Traigunya, Satyaguna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna. And then conclusion was that we have to, as much as possible, remain in Satyaguna. Means individual wise, he should be in Satyaguna, but individually everyone cannot be in Satyaguna. At least they have to be in the society of Satyaguna, the Varnashrama institution. That will at least ensure Satyaguna on a large scale. Now, three modes was previously discussed in which chapter? Before this?
14th chapter.
Before 14th chapter, where it was discussed?
Second chapter is Traigunya.
Yes, Traigunya Vishaya Veda, next Traigunya Bhavarjuna. So, what Krishna is telling that Vedas speak about three modes. So, you go above three modes. So, now the question that came into mind was, what was the question? Three modes are there. Vedas speak about three modes. And
we
so
should
you have to
reject
rise
the three
about
modes, but we should accept the Vedas.
So what is the use of Vedas? That is the question.
Okay.
When we are speaking of three modes, and Vedas keep us in three modes. Yavan Arthodapane, Tavan Sampludodake.
Tavan Sarveshu Vedeshu Brahmanasya Vijnana.
So now, when you know the purpose of Vedas, is there a need to study the Vedas?
When you know the purpose of Vedas,
is there any need to study the Vedas? That is the purpose of
to get more
Vedas
confidence to say
Atmajnana.
that is the purpose of the Vedas. You need to
That's what. So this whole Purushottama Yoga is about that. How we are conditioned in the Urdhvamula Dashaka, and by Sangha Shastra it has to be cut, and then we will be able to go back to spiritual world. But that cutting, the whole thing is possible only when we understand the Vedas. Why? And the Vedas speak about whom? They speak only about Purushottama. So the whole Purushottama Yoga is glorifying the Vedas, that they are so important in human society. Every word of Vedas is being spoken of. What is being spoken is only about the Supreme Lord. Now Krishna takes one very serious step after sharing all these things. He says that those who follow this path of Vedas, and those who don't follow the path of Vedas. There are two types of people. Those who accept the Vedas as authority and study them and teach them, they are divine. And those who don't follow the Vedas, those who reject them, and based on their own conclusion, they arrive at this, they are demoniac. So he dedicates this whole chapter about how divine people are and how demoniac people are. Basically, Yashastra Vidyam Utsrujya Vartate Kamakarata Nasasiddhim Mavapnoti Na Sukham Na Param Gatim. Those who don't follow the Vedic authority, whatever nice they are, their Swabhava will become demoniac eventually. They will not have cleanliness, they will not have truthfulness, then there are no ethics, there are no morality. So this was one very strong argument by Madhvacharya. Vedas are Aparushya, he says. Okay. Then people argue that no, it cannot be. Vedas also might be written by somebody. Okay. Then we don't accept the Vedas as standard. So his point was that if you don't accept the Vedas as standard, then what is your standard? Do you have a standard which is common for everyone?
Okay.
Which is ethical for everyone? Which is good for everyone? Which tells about ethics and morality? It speaks about why we come to standards, so that there will be ethical life, there will be moral life. Can you give something which is universal for everyone, which is just good for everyone? Can you claim that?
No.
Now, one of the points that we may say is, yeah, one among us may be very intelligent and he may do something like that. Why you deny that? There may be somebody who is Sarvajna among us, very intelligent, I mean, he may come up with something very nice, which will be good for everyone. So for that, the argument is, first of all, you should get such an intelligent person. Okay. And then he should write. And whether he has written perfectly or no is to be evaluated by us who are not so intelligent. So we can never be able to evaluate that is perfect. So instead of getting into this loop, it is more intelligent, safe to accept Apaurusha Vedas, which is already well established. So very nice arguments are there in that Vishnu Datta. One more Vinay. One more argument is that okay, I got one book while cleaning in my house, and that book author's name is not written. So can you say that that book is Apaurusha, not written by any author?
We can't say.
Why?
The book name author may not write the name of his author, like mention he's authoring on the book. That does not mean that that is not written by someone.
Vedas, they are famous as unauthored. Try to understand. Everyone knows that there is no author for Vedas.
Okay.
Whereas for all these granthas, there is no guarantee that there. If you try to search for parampara, where it has come from, it was found in cleaning my house. Who put it there? If you try to do some research, eventually you will find some author. But that will never happen with Vedas. You may find Veda, Gayatriya, Vishwamitra Rishi. Okay, Vishwamitra Rishi is the Rishi for Gayatri. Now, if you study Vishwamitra Rishi's history, he will have got it from a different Rishi. And then eventually you will find that it is Apaurusha, means there is no author. So it is famous as being unauthored, whereas this book which is found in my house, it is not famous as unauthored.
Very interesting points. Very logical.
Very logical. You cannot defeat the.
Yes, exactly.
So then it's slightly off topic, but it's very interesting. So I'm telling you. Then the Buddhists come. Buddhists say, okay, before that, he presents one argument that there is, see what you're saying. You are saying illogical because words are a combination of letters and people speak words. Sahasra, Shirsha, Purusha, Sahasraksha, Sahasrapa. People speak words. So when I speak these words, the words came into existence. After you hear, the words are gone. So everything is like that. So similarly, whatever is in Vedas, it came into existence some point of time. So you have to be little logical, like that they question somebody. Okay. Then he gives an interesting. Suppose in Kashi, you know one boy called Devadatta. You see him is a small boy playing around, joking and everything. You leave Kashi and go. After so many 20-25 years, you go to Kanchi and you will find that Devadatta, he has grown big. Will you not say it's the same Devadatta? Soyam Devadatta. Will you not say it's the same Devadatta whom I met in Kashi many years ago? The body is completely changed, but still you are referring him as the same Devadatta. Okay. So that Tadatmya is there. Sadrisha, it's not Sadrisha, it is the same thing. Is there.
Means the Vani is the same.
Now, when I say Sahasra Shirsha Purusha, it is the Vani that is eternally floating, and it is the same words that I am picking up to my tongue. The words of the Vedas are eternal and they are eternally floating. It's just that when I hear from my Guru, I am picking up that and I am repeating it. So it is the same thing that is come up.
Method and processes.
Yeah. Now Buddhists don't agree with this. What Buddhists say is that no, every time the sound is generated, it's through a new vibration. So every time when there is a new vibration, so it should be a new sound. There is nothing common in this world. Every time it's all new. This, even the body, it's not the same Devadatta. The body has changed. So many chemicals have changed in so many years. Now, this is a tough argument. How will you convince them? So,
Body may change, but sound is the same. We are
no,
not,
but
adulterating.
that, according to your philosophy, when throat vibrates, that time new sound is come. That is their philosophy. So they say nothing is common, nothing is standard. Everything keeps changing, changing, changing. That is a Buddhist philosophy. Once you reject the Vedas, you have to accept this philosophy that there is no standard. That's what scientists do. That's what I feel. What he says is that no, you also accept some standard. Every day morning when you wake up, you know that east is east. East is in one direction. It may be behind your house, it may be in front of your. That is common. You accept it. Tomorrow you don't have a new east. So some standard you definitely accept, even the biggest episode. So when now all the scientists and all can be convinced like this, you accept some standard. So why not accept the aporushya, the infallible
standard which is not changing.
So that is why these Vedas are eternal and in human society.
Plays with logic.
Yeah. Now, here the point is those who accept these Vedas, they develop all the divine qualities. Their truthfulness, their study of Shastras, then cleanliness, self-control, the big list of divine qualities is there. And those who reject the Vedas, they develop all the demoniac qualities.
So like you also say Yasya Bhakti Bhagavati Kunja. If you have Vishnu Bhakti, then all the qualities.
Yeah, but then the standard should be on the Vedas. Otherwise, it will become a Sahajya.
Yes, I guess.
So that Vedic authority, Shruti Smriti Purana Adi Pancharatri Vidivina Ekantiki Hare Bhakti Urpate. So Mahaprabhu starts with Shruti.
Shruti is like
yes. Yeah. So Shruti means Veda. It has to begin with Veda. Then Shruti. So all these qualities of I will not go into it. Can just be studied. So then the large part of the chapter is on demonic qualities. Just first 4 shlokas are on divine qualities. Everything else they say is demoniac, and in this demoniac, all the scientists, conscious scientist thinking has come, impersonalist thinking has come. Everything he has classified as demoniac. Okay, then idam adhyamaya labdham ivam prapsya manoratham. So much earning of money, so much DPT. The whole modern society, the way it is functioning,
fits
properly. Then they don't know what to do, what not to do. Even interestingly, Tanahum Dishwan Dvishata Kruran Samsareshi Naradma Shipami Ajasram Ashubham Asureshve Eva Yunish. I was discussing this with Chaitanya Prabhu. See, Lord is telling that I perpetually cast into ocean of material existence and into
how cruel the God
demonic species look like. See, Asureshwapi Yonishu and Samsareshu, both places. He puts into Samsara also and Asura Yoni also. Means what is to be understood here is that it's not the Christian idea where permanently God throws them into hell and makes them suffer permanently. It's not like that. It is the jiva who takes a conscious decision to stay away from God.
He has a chance to come back.
He has a chance to come back, but there are some jivas who will take that decision to be in samsara eternally. This is interesting. This is an interesting understanding. Till now, what we are thinking is that we are all going to Krishna. But there will be some jivas who will take a conscious decision to stay in samsara only. And there will be some jivas who will take a conscious decision to go to Naraka only, hell only. And how it is, after going to hell, it is a place of purification. But just like if when you go back to Godhead, your love towards Krishna eternally keeps increasing. Similarly, those who make the choice to go to hell, their hatred towards Krishna eternally keeps increasing. Means once you go to hell, there are some jivatmas who suffered. Okay, I did a mistake. I come back
They realize.
and they realize. There are some such jivatmas like Kamsa and others. No, like very big demons that are mentioned in Shastras. They go to Naraka, they suffer there, still their hatred to God increases. He has given me so much suffering, I will hate him more. So their hatred increases, and that way, more and more they get entangled into that eternally. So that is what Krishna means here. It's not that Krishna's desire is to push them, but their hatred keeps increasing and they continue their material existence. So this is a very serious thing. There are some jivas who will eternally remain in samsara by their own choice, not because of God, and some who will, their nature is so demoniac that they will remain in narka for suffering. So that is one important point. Yes. Yashastra vidyam utsujya vartate kamakarata nasasiddhim avapnoti nasukam param gati. So tasmat shastra pramanam te karya vyavasthito. That is why it is very, very important. Whatever you do, you have to do based on shastras only. Based on shastra pramana only you have to do. It's very, very important. So sometimes it may be little troublesome to deal with people because Prabhuji, I am in the moment for 25 years. Prabhuji, I am in the moment for 50 years. Our experiences you have to accept. No, but ultimately it's the Shastra that
experience has to be based on Shastra.
Ultimately, the Shastra Pramana has to be there. It's very important. So the Vedic authority is the center. Shastras also Rigade Bharatam Chaiva, Pancharatram Tathakilam, Moola Ramayanam Chaiva, Ete Sadagama means Rugyajus, Sam, Atharvana, Veda, the four Vedas are there. Then after the four Vedas comes the Mahabharata, Pancharatra and Puranas. All the Puranas, Mahabharata and Pancharatra, they come. Moola Ramayana is also there. Moola Ramayana is Shatakoti Pravistaram, 100 crore shlokas. It was narrated by Lord Hayagriva to Brahmaji at the beginning of creation. Unfortunately, Moola Ramayana is not there today in human society. It is lost. So, fortunately, we are having Valmiki Ramayana, which is also authentic. So, Valmiki Ramayana can be studied.
Also, they put it as first few verses of Ramayana, which was the discussion of Valmiki Rishi and Narada Muni. They put that as also Moola Ramayana.
Oh, that I don't know that. But actual, yeah, that book I saw, maybe it's written by some acharya, they have authorized it. Shatakoti Pravistaram. It is 100 crore shlokas. Lord Hayagriva describes the whole Ramayana to Brahma. Pravistaram. Expanded to 100 crores. He first time Brahma hears that from him. So that is Moola Ramayana. And Valmiki Ramayana is also authentic because it is derived from Moola Ramayana. So these are the scriptures which are to be considered our authority. Now what happens is, there are some who accept the Shastras, follow rigidly and develop all the divine qualities. There are some who reject the Shastras, develop all demoniac qualities and fall down. Apart from this, is there any other category?
Sometimes they accept Shastra, sometimes they will not accept.
These people are half-baked. Half-baked means they have some faith. They come to temple, they fold their hands, but they don't want to take serious commitment in chanting or in doing service, or they don't want to take serious commitment to follow Shastra. But some religiousness is. So Arjuna asked this question. Yashastra vidhi misrajya yadante shraddhyamitam tesham nishtha tu ka Krishna sattvam aho rajas tamaha. So where they are situated, those who are half baked. Okay. Eventually the rejectors of Shastra go to Tamasa. Eventually the acceptors of Shastra go to Sattva and Vabhav. What about these who have this half-baked thing? Okay, such people we see, they are very common everywhere. They don't want to take commitment in life. That, okay, I will seriously follow that commitment they don't do. At the same time, they are afraid of completely going against God. At least we'll fold our hands, something will happen. Like that. So this whole chapter is dedicated to that type of people. Krishna, 17th chapter. So in essence, it is based on their level of faith. Based on their level of Shraddha, they will advance in the three modes. See, this is a very serious point. When you are not backed up by Shastra, then whichever mode you take shelter of, your advancement will be on that level. That is the essence of this. If you are seriously following Shastra, then Shastra will lift you up above all the modes. But if you are not following Shastra, we go to different modes. Sometimes we are Rajasic, sometimes we are Tamasic. By our own nature, some people may be lazy, some people may be angry by nature. Everyone has their own nature. Unless Shastra we are following, we will be just driven by our nature. We may come to ISKCON, we may spend some time, maybe we may take initiation also, maybe whatever happens. But still, these modes are going to pull us if our Shastra is not the right authority. Then Krishna explains in goodness they worship demigods, in passion demons, and in tamoguna ghosts and spirits. Then austerity in three modes, foods that are in three modes. Okay, so are you this
Ayu
Ayu Sattva Bala Roga Sukha Priti Vivarditam Rasya Snigdha. This is very important. It has to be rasya. It has to be tasty.
juicy,
Sometimes when we make the food bland without salt, without any sugar, without any spice, we just boil something and give. So somebody comments that this is too sattvic. Actually, it is not sattvic because if it is sattvic, it has to be very tasty. Then that is also one symptom of sattvic food. So then too bitter, too sour, too salty, hot, pungent, all these things are in Rajoguna. Similarly, they are tamasic foods also. Food more than 3 hours, tasteless and stale, all that is in tamasic. Yajna, you see, Yajna performed according to scriptures as a matter of duty without desire for reward is in Sattva
the desire of
without desire for rewards, Dakshina and all. That is in Sattva. But Yajna performed for material benefit, for pride, should be in Rajoguna. And Yajna which is without Shastra, Vidhihinam, Vidhihinam, Asrashtannam, Mantrahinam, Adakshinam, Shraddha, Yajnam, Tamasam Parishya. Means when you don't perform according to scripture intentions and without prasadam distribution, without the chanting of Vedic mantras, Prabhupada cites Vedic hymns specifically here, translates. Here actually what is written? Mantrahinam is written. So without chanting mantras, it could have been done. But specifically, he writes Vedic hymns and without dakshina for the priest. Then that is in Tamoguna. So to ensure that the yajna is not in Tamoguna, the priest can still ask, you are not given the right dakshina. See, in what was mentioned earlier, Rajoguna means a priest has a desire for money. Then it's in Tamoguna. Even if the priest is sattvic, if the yajamana is not sattvic, okay, the whole yajna should not become tamasic. So the priest can tell that remuneration has to be given, dakshina has to be given, even if the yajamana is stingy, to protect the yajna. Got it? Then there is tapasya in three modes. Okay, and after that, dana, charity in three modes. All this can be read. So he ends this chapter with saying, anything done as sacrifice, charity, or penance without faith in Supreme is impermanent. It is called asat and is less. So the theme essence is that these people who are in this category where there's half-baked faith, Shraddha. So the result of that is what? That it is impermanent. You will get only temporary benefits out of it. And based on your faith, whatever little you have advanced, that much it will be going to help. But overall, because your faith is not completely in Shastra. So Krishna gives only one option actually from Bhagavad Gita. Which is that option?
I have faith in him.
You should have faith in Vedic literatures. You should have faith in Shastras. If you have faith in Shastra, you are divine qualities. If you don't have faith in Shastra, you are demonic qualities. If you are half-baked, still it is not going to be useful. Ultimately, you have to rise up top of the platform where you have serious faith in Shastra. That is where this is going to complete. It is going to be useful in this life and next life. Now there is one important question among the about the purpose of Tyaga. What is difference between Tyaga and Sannyasa?
18 chapters starts.
18 chapter, because three types of faith and Tyaga, everything is Krishna has explained, no? Sattva-guna, Rajoguna, Tamoguna and all. He wants to know what is Tyaga and what is Sannyasa. Sannyasascha mahabhavo tattvam ichchami vedatam tyagasya cha rishikesho pratak keshi nishodhana. Okay, what is the difference between Tyaga and Sannyasa? And in this, Krishna brings up an interesting question, which all of us may get sometime in life. Question is that yajna, dana, tapasya, karma. Some people say it has to be done. Some people say it is not required to be done. Means sometimes people who are on the path of spirituality also say, oh, this, why yajna is required, why dana is required, why tapasya is required, why karma is required. We are on Atma Jnana level or we are on spiritual platform, nothing is required. Some people say this. When you are in spiritual platform, nothing else is required. When you know some people. Some others say that no. This is duty of every human being, everyone has to do. So even the most serious practitioners also get confused about it as to what is right and what is wrong. Okay, whether we should perform these things or not perform these things. Before that, Kamyanam karmanam nyasam sannyasam kavayo vidu sarva karma phalatyagam prahus tyagam vichakshana. The giving up of activities that are based on material desires is what learning men call sannyasa. Okay. Giving up activity is called sannyasa and giving up results of activities is called tyaga. Understood that? Tyaga means giving up the results of the activities. I am doing the activity, but I don't want the results. That is tyaga. Whereas sannyasa means you give up the activities only.
The main karya only.
Here, that is sannyasa. So that is the difference. Now this question comes whether we should do a sannyasa or we have to do tyaga. That is when this yajna, dana, tapasya, karma, they should not do only or they should do. This is the confusion. Krishna puts this confusion that tyajam doshavad ityeke karma prahur manishina yajna dana tapa karma natyajam iti chapare. Others say it should not be done. It should not be given up. Some say it should be given up. Yes. So now, what is the right thing? How to understand? For that he says, Nishchayam shrunume tatra tyaga parata sattama tyago hi purusha vyagra dividam sampikirtita. No. This tyaga is essential. Okay. Now, yajna dana tapakarma natyajam karyameva tat yajna dana tapachaiva pavanani manishina. So, Krishna is giving the final verdict on this, that the whole human society is purified by yajna, dana, tapasya and karma. If you don't perform these things, how will the human society get purified? If we falsely assume that we are on the spiritual plane, inside the kama, krodha, lobha, moha, madhama, achara, they will still continue to take shelter. Now I am chanting Hare Krishna, now I am initiated devotee, now everything I do is on spiritual plane. But in the heart, the kama, krodha and all still continue to exist. So, Krishna gives a very practical solution by which step by step we are purified. If we are performing yajnas, the yajnas are mentioned in the 3rd chapter. Correct? If you are performing yajna and if you perform dana, you do tapasya, Ekadashi vrata we do, other vratas we do tapasya. And this tapasya also should go on increasing day by day. Means, okay, for newcomers we will tell Prabhuji, Ekadashi is also a very good day. You eat lot of fruits, you eat lot of sabudana, you eat all these things and you'll be happy. There is no difference. Only difference is we don't take grains. It's okay initially we are, but gradually the level of tapasya should increase. Really, if we can do Nirjala Ekadashi gradually, then that tapasya is required. Especially for those whose services are not very heavy. Brahmanas in general don't have very heavy service. Practically, traditionally, everyone performed Ekadashi. That was a different thing. But even otherwise also, so for those who don't have heavy service, at least the tapasya should increase for the Brahmana. So, yajna, dana, tapasya and karma. There are three types of karma. Which are the three types of karma? No. Three types of karma are nitya karma, naimittika karma and kame karma. Nitya karma is Sandhyavandana, Deva Puja, and yajna. All are there nitya karma. Even once in a year or twice in a year, thrice in a year, we do pitru karma. That's also part of that Shraddha karma. Then nimittika karma based on a nimitta, whenever occasion comes. For example, jata karma, namkarana is only when the child is born. So it's a nimitta. So those naimittika karma also is there. Then there are kame karmas. People do out of desire. Then there are nishiddha karmas, which are not to be done. Okay, that nishiddha karma is fourth one, but generally it's not accepted because nobody should do it. It's understood. So karmas have to be done by people. You cannot give up. Why you cannot give up karmas?
Like,
No. We cannot live without doing anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Third chapter.
Okay.
If we cannot do without doing, we have to do something. So we better do karma for yajna. Yajnarthat karmanavanyatra lokoyam karma. It is called bondage. If you do those karmas, that is happening today in our society. That in the name of spirituality, we are giving up our karma. And what we are doing those karmas which are attracting sin. Doing some job in modern society where we have to tell lies and we have to do certain other things. That is attracting papa. It's not happening. Yajna is not happening because of that. So that is why yajna, dana, tapa and karma, these are mandatory for human society. That's what Krishna says. So that is his final verdict. Etanyapitu karmani sangam tekta phalani cha. They should be done by, you should not have the expectation of results. You should do those activities without expecting results. They should be performed only as a matter of duty, kartavya eva command. So then Krishna starts a new topic about prescribed duties. Okay, that prescribed duties maybe we can discuss in the next session because that will open a whole new section. See, now we are very fast going towards Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Bhaja. So, but we are discussing so many topics. We are discussing about yajna, we are discussing about karma, we are discussing about jnana, we discussed about Vedas, we discussed about three modes, and we have to stay in three modes and gradually overcome them. Now, despite coming so close to this Sarva Dharman Parityajya, still these basic topics Krishna has discussed, which are discussed initially in Bhagavad. So, what are we expecting? That Krishna will take a big U-turn now? That we have to see. It will be clear in the next discussion. Any questions? We'll